is Trump fascist?
Yes.
I think he's fascist. I think he's fascist adjacent. Like I think his brand of politics is like for example, right? If he could appeal to a constituency that was like on the other side, super liberal, I bet you he'd do it. I don't think he really gives a fuck about any of this. Like,
no, it's money, bro. It's money.
Yeah, he's very unprincipled.
It's money.
He's a chameleon. He is whatever he feels he needs. Whatever he feels he needs to be.
Exactly.
He's gonna be. Let's do it.
It's the base. LOSO__G.
DK, the engineer.
It's your boy, Let Have the T, B4V. You go, boy.
It's the base.
Run down.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
All right, now let's talk about the fucking. Hopefully, this is the series finale of Trump, but I have a feeling it's just the season finale. This is just the season finale, and we're gonna have more. So those fucking debates, bro. I hope you guys have more to say about it. I try to sit through that shit only to have a little conversation with you guys. And then I was just watching some highlights, and I don't know. I voiced my strong distaste for this because, like, growing up, I never watched debates because I didn't care because I couldn't vote. Mm-hmm. And then after it was just because I found that shit to be fucking boring, just boring beyond the point that like I don't want to watch it. But I thought it was useful, and now like having to be a little bit more aware of politics because of Trump. Now it just feels that these are at least very entertaining, but it's just straight bullshit. That's the kind of thing that I hate about this shit. I feel like everybody, everybody takes that shit way too serious. They think like they're here lining up to watch the debates, like they're gonna change their mind about who they're gonna vote for, and then not only just that, like you're gonna get anything useful out of it. I don't know. The only people that won in this shit were the advertisers.
Nah, DK, I share the same sentiment, bro. I don't. This shit lulled me to sleep. I went to sleep so good. All I did was watch the highlights, and it was mostly like jokey highlights because the shit was a whole fucking joke. Like I got nothing for these debates, man. Like, there was nothing going on for me. I couldn't stay up, couldn't stay awake. It was boring. How about y'all?
Was there like a clear winner, you think?
From everything I read, it kind of, first of all, the debate was a lot smoother than the first one. The first one, and that's because they changed the rules.
You can mute people, right?
They muted people.
Son, which that's some shit you have to do with little kids on Zoom, son. Exactly. Like this is
muting people is dope.
They've never had to do that before in the history of presidential debates, but they understood that the first one was such a shit show. It was so embarrassing, especially on the major networks, CNN, NBC, Fox, ABC. So they understood that, listen, we're getting killed in the media and the memes and SNL and so forth. We got to like put some type of order to this. So yeah, they even announced that at the beginning that, listen, for the first 2 minutes, we're muting the opposition because we can't have this again. Like we this is actually a very important, and considering that they had to cancel the second debate, yesterday's debate was even more important because you guys are right. Like, yeah, this is for the informed and the initiated, as I call it. We understand this is all about advertisers. We understand this is all about the business roundtable, big business corporations. They've already decided who's going to be president as usual. That hasn't changed. This is more so for the quote unquote undecided, the people that still haven't made up their mind, that aren't going to vote early via mail, that are going to wait till election day, old fashioned, and cast their vote in person because they don't want to take any chances. And especially the swing states, which is what the election is going to come down to. It's more so for them because they still, as usual, because they just can't make up their fucking minds, which is hilarious. But yeah, I watched. I had to watch. Somebody has to be on here to give like hard points that we could all discuss and have a good, tangible conversation. So it's all
that journalism major better come in handy, bro. That's what you.
It will. I'm still paying for it. I'm still paying for that.
How about you, Edwin? You love that shit, didn't you?
Oh, I mean, I watched it.
You voted for Trump, right?
Yeah, sure. There's nothing. I don't know. There's not much to say. It's like can't even approach it from like a neutral standpoint. Like I don't think anyone won in particular. It's just that, you know, kind of like the Kamala and Pence debate. It's like whoever you agree with, you're you know, they're just shooting out talking points. You know, Trump blatantly lied about like, you know, Biden taking, you know, 3.5 million or something from Russia, and just, you know, just little jabs back and forth. But like, who won? Who the fuck you agreed with won? They were just being themselves. I think Biden's gaffes worked in his favor this time. How he rebranded the Proud Boys as the Poor Boys. Mm-hmm. Just little things like that. But I mean, it's just theater. It's political theater.
Absolutely.
You know, I was almost convinced that Trump isn't a racist. I just thought his reasoning was just like flawless and shit like that.
He's also the best president. He's the best president for Black people since Abraham Lincoln. Or arguably, you know, Abraham Lincoln is arguably better than Trump. Arguably.
Yes, during the is systemic racism real in America question for both of the candidates, which I couldn't wait for this one. I earmarked that one in my head. Yes, Trump mentioned that he is not only the most least racist president ever.
The most least racist.
He doesn't see color. It's so dark that everybody just looks black, and his whole audience is black.
It's like it's so dark in this room, I don't see anybody, which is hilarious. He said he's done more for the Black community. This isn't the first time he said this. He said that a couple weeks ago that he's done more for the Black community than since Abraham Lincoln. He mentioned that he donated a 10-year funding plan to HBCUs, which is actually a pretty good thing. You know, I can't remember a president in recent memory doing that. But again, it was pandering, so you take it for what it's worth. But that is something. Right. Biden mentioned about the talk that Black parents have to give to their children about when they get approached by the cops. The talk. Which was important. Trump did not acknowledge that. Basically, they asked the question point blank: is systemic racism real? Biden said yes, unequivocally it is, and he referenced the talk. Meanwhile, Trump was like, no, he doesn't believe that it is. And he more so answered the question with saying everything he's done for Blacks in America. That's how he answered the question. So basically, I guess through his acts of kindness, that racism doesn't exist. That racism doesn't exist. So the fact that he has to do these acts in the first place, do you guys understand the foolishness? If racism doesn't exist, then you wouldn't have to pander so hard in an election year toward Black people. But those are the main points there. And the crime bill too. You know, I'm going to say these points and I'm going to let you guys talk about them. But the crime bill was Trump's touted that hard. He's like, yeah, Biden, Joey, you passed the crime bill, you and the rest of the Democrats, and it locked up so many Blacks for drug-related offenses during the crack epidemic and into present-day America, which is actually a solid point.
Everyone passed the crime bill, though.
Yeah, exactly. That was my argument. Like black politicians, Black lawmakers, Black pastors, Black community leaders, they all wanted the crime bill because the crack epidemic, crime, rape, murder, kidnappings, it was an issue in the 80s and into the 90s. It was an issue. They wanted it. Now, Biden did a great job of acknowledging that it was that the earthquake, the aftershocks of that bill is a problem. Yeah, is definitely a problem. And he said that his main goal is to have drug court instead of regular court. So basically, if you get arrested for being in possession of crack cocaine or a controlled substance, they don't want to send you to jail anymore. Or that's what he's proposing. He said he has a bill that he's been working on for a number of years, that he wants that now that he's president, he's got the cachet to put before Congress that creates drug courts. So instead of going to jail for drugs, you go to rehab. You get treatment for drugs. So drug courts, something that he said that he's been getting opposition, and he was even trying to do it during the Obama administration, but Republicans weren't going to have it because remember it was a Republican Senate, I believe, for the second Obama term. So drug courts versus prison. That was and acknowledging that the crime bill was a mistake. That was his rebuttal to that. So I'll open the floor to you guys. What do you guys think about the race and the crime bill? Because those were the two main sticking points during the race debate. Aside from the and he called Trump an Abraham Lincoln and said he's the most racist president in American history. All he does is embolden racism, add fire to racism. Yeah, that was that was his dig at Trump.
I think he doesn't really have any choice but to stay on that platform. Had he said anything other than what he said, then he'd alienate his own followers. So that was pretty smart from Trump. Had he said, "Oh yeah, well it's real," and I mean, there's this thing where there are a lot of people that really don't believe that institutional racism is a thing. Mm-hmm. Like there's this prevailing thing that a lot of people are just crybabies and aren't owning up to their own communities. A lot of people aren't they're blaming the past for their current situation. And, there are a lot of people who sincerely believe that, unironically. So for him to say anything else would have been silly. Now's not the time to for nuance. Now's the time to double down, full steam ahead. Fucking, I'm gonna ride this shit till November 3rd.
Facts.
He got no choice. It is what it is.
Facts.
As for Biden, I think that's good. I mean, on Biden's end, same thing. He has to sort of, I believe he's probably sincere, but whether he is or not, he kind of has to say that. He can't say, oh well, he can't even call it to question, even regardless of what he may feel. He has to just be yes, systemic racism is a thing. I fucked up with the crime bill, because that's what his constituency wants him to say. So,
That's true. So politics, bro. So somebody in the back is playing the strings to have you say and do. Puppet master.
I did want to say that he did do something for colored folk, though. Trump. He forced everybody to have to be aware about politics, and he united everybody. If anything, this common evil has forced all of us to think about politics in general.
This is true. Most of the rundown has been focused on politics thanks to Trump. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have a podcast.
No, that's not true.
Definitely giving us bulletin material.
I hope not. I mean, it gives people material, but I think because he's so flagrant with his stuff, it does force people to tune in. But I hope. I mean, I'm not optimistic that this will be a continuing thing. I just think that once politics calms down and people aren't so siloed and things kind of, people won't be as passionate. And the thing is, people are more passionate than they are informed in general. Yeah. He played on that really, really masterfully. In 2016. He tells it like it is. He's not your conventional politician.
Yeah.
And I get it. And I get it. So it's as much as I don't like him, there is a pretty big wing of this country that feels that they've been disenfranchised or at least ignored very least. So, usually times like that is when loudmouth sort of, confidence, tough guys come out of nowhere and take power, that history. That's history. That's history. That's every time shit hits the fan, you have, some guy, puffs up his chest. They're not always orange, but they just, take the podium and people vote for him.
Give me two other points and what you're referring to.
Talking to me, or you're talking
two
examples? Yeah. It's not quite analogous, but you could take Mussolini or Hitler or Stalin.
He went right to Mussolini. No, he went right to fascism. He went.
I mean, because that's the clearest example. That's the clearest example. is Trump fascist?
Yes.
I think he's fascist. I think he's fascist adjacent. Like I think his brand of politics is like for example, right? If he could appeal to a constituency that was like on the other side, super liberal, I bet you he'd do it. I don't think he really gives a fuck about any of this. Like,
No, it's money, bro. It's money.
Yeah, he's very unprincipled.
It's
so
money.
he's a chameleon. He is whatever he feels he needs. Wherever he feels he needs to be, he's gonna be.
This is why he ran. He ran for the
clout
ran
for the money. And he was like, "Oh wow, people are stupid. Fuck."
Oh shit, I won. Oh shit, I gotta actually do shit. All right,
work.
What else did they talk about in the debates? What were the other?
Nothing. No, I'm kidding.
I got about 3-4 more points. Okay, so let's go to the COVID response. This is how they kick things off. Trump's main point was we have to learn to live with the virus, which isn't surprising because a couple of governors in red states in particular, they have the worst cases, and they follow his doctrine of let's leave it up to the people. If they want to wear masks, they can. If they want to social distance, they can. We're not going to force them to do anything because we trust them. We trust them to do what they need to do as Americans. They're adults. And you see that like they're a big portion of the 220,000 deaths in those particular states, but that's neither here nor there. Meanwhile, Biden's point was he refuted that with instead of learning to live with the virus like Trump, we're learning to die with the virus.
Yeah, such a simple rebuttal, and I was like, "Whoa!"
I was like, Joey from the top rope like Macho Man. So that was it.
This is a rap battle.
This was a versus battle.
No lie, there's gonna be one of those
beats in the background.
There's gonna be one of those cheesy YouTube rap Trump versus Biden videos where they go mad hard, mad high production value. It'll suck, but it'll get mad likes.
After every time they talk somebody, you'll hear like a sound clip of going, oh
yeah, oh yeah.
Yo, so did Biden promise us money?
That's a great segue God. Look at Segue God.
How did you know?
Segue God is Segue.
I was legitimately asking.
I mean, politicians are always.
God, this guy always has to be the negative guy.
They're always
no, it's not negative.
This one I believe because we haven't gotten money from man.
No, this one is honestly, just to keep it a buck. One of the main reasons, aside from our show and aside from like being a journalist, like I'm following this because unemployment's been my main source of income since April. So I need to know when I'm getting my money, where I'm getting it from, and how much it's going to be. Like the other 30 million unemployed Americans. So
your taxes are funding the base.
Exactly. Facts. Money bag emoji, 100 emoji.
Yeah. Fucking pay us. Hurry up. Yeah.
Right. There we go. If you can't beat us, join us, Edwin.
Exactly.
So yes, when it came to stimulus, Trump basically said, no, let me start with Biden. Biden basically pointed out that rather than negotiating stimulus, Trump has been on his golf course, which everybody knows is facts. It's true. He mentioned that the HEROES Act was passed back in May, and then the HEROES Act 2 was passed last month. So it's not as if legislation like the House, the Democrat-led House, they've been doing, as we mentioned in past episodes, they've done their part. They understand what needs to be done. The Republicans want a smaller, targeted agenda, or a percentage of them don't want to do anything at all, including Trump, for various political reindeer games. You see what I'm saying? So Biden says that if he's elected, like he's gonna make that top priority. Meanwhile, Trump is saying a lot of the same stuff that Meadows and Bitch McConnell and Steve Asshole Mnuchin and Mark Meadows, a lot of stuff that they've been saying these past few months. It's too much money. A lot of the things the Democrats are asking for has nothing to do with COVID. And they're just bailing out struggling, failed Democratic blue states, as if red people in red states haven't been affected, lost jobs, lost businesses. in the process of losing their homes, their rent because of COVID. That isn't going on in red states. It's only going on in blue. That's a blue state problem.
Lucky
That,
them.
he stood by that. He stood by that. Trump stayed firm in that. Because again, like we mentioned, he's talking to his base. No pun intended. He's talking to his people. He's not going to waver from that. So they did clash on that, but Biden says that he's going to do something about it. So we'll see. We'll see.
There you go, DK. We might get
There you
some.
go. So Fab, you might get some fireworks money. DK, you might get some more money for, Aventura or whatever.
Aventura, man. You can't even see them live.
Virtual.
One of them might have died already. Like, what the fuck? Like,
And boy, what do you think about that though?
it's like what DK said. We'll see. It's like that's all it is, I mean, I think for people in general, I think people, mainly individuals and small business, if there is a stimulus package, that's where it needs to focus. Direct payments to people and loans, aids, grants, etc. for small businesses. Like primarily, I think, those are the problem points. Large corporations, they'll be fine. They can find a million ways to raise money, to get financing. Help the, because otherwise you're just hoping on trickle down economics, bailing out large companies and then hoping that will encourage them to, reinvest money to hire more people, which can be the case, right? But like you're leaving this up to, forces outside. It's like it's not as guaranteed that could happen. Trickle down could work, but it's like it's a question mark. Do you really want to roll the dice? You really want to play that game? And people complain about socialism or a certain segment of population complain about socialism, but it's like when big companies get bailouts, that's not socialism. But when you give money to people, that is, it's really hypocritical.
But let's not forget that rich people love Trump. They love Trump. He mentioned about the 401ks. He mentioned about and Biden mentioned about top 1%. They've and billionaires. They've made about $700 billion during the Trump administration. They're going to vote for Trump as often. They probably already voted for him. They're going to be out in droves. Anybody that I've talked to that their 401k has been doing well,
they're voting for Trump.
They're voting for Trump. Absolutely.
I don't even
absolutely
see how that makes sense. If you have a 401k, how is voting for Trump? Like I don't know.
I get, but
I don't even see the correlation. Like how would that help your 401k?
It's passion versus intelligence, bro.
Make it make sense 2020. That's how it makes sense, bro. Rich people love Trump. Their taxes, oh my God, the tax breaks. We've talked about this. Their tax break, their tax returns have been lovely these past 4 years with him.
Fuck the rich, man. What else did these bitch asses promise us?
Word.
I'm not rich yet. I don't think in 20 years we'll be Republican or 10. Maybe.
No. Fuck with
It depends who's in office. Like I'm not a party person. It just happens to be the Democrats that happen to be on the right side. But I don't give a fuck.
I don't either.
I'm not a party person. It's just who make it make sense. It's like who's running, what the policies are. I'm not. I wouldn't recommend anyone to be married to a party just based on their previous history because like that's how people get hoodwinked.
Big facts.
Hoodwinked. Damn, that's an old ass fucking word. Damn.
Be on the lookout though for the base political party, maybe in the future. The base community, help we could represent you.
I'm running for governor.
Governor of Jamaica. Governor of Jamaica.
Do you want to make the new state? So what else these bitch asses promised us?
Yeah, what else they got for us, bro?
Okay, so the healthcare was also a very big topic. Trump keeps talking about this mystery healthcare plan that him and the Republicans have that's only a couple weeks away. And he mentioned it again, only a couple weeks away to replace Obamacare. Because he was attacking Obamacare. It's one of the main reasons why the Supreme Court and Mitch McConnell and the Republicans are trying to push through Amy Barrett, which actually, quick sidebar and a quick segue, the Senate is voting today as we speak to try to block that nomination because they're trying to confirm her on Monday. And
Mhm.
as of now, before we even started breaking news, the Senate is actually leaning toward blocking that
Yeah, some
that
Republicans
confirmation.
might defect.
Yeah, exactly.
And surprisingly, Mitt Romney may be one. Mitt Romney has been on this, on this
he's
rebel.
He's been on the fence, yo.
Yeah.
Offense.
I think he's just over not, this Trump bullshit. And he's just like,
Plus,
I'm worth how many hundreds of $1 million, and I actually have money. Like I could be spiteful if I want.
not to mention this is the comedy of election day is about 10 days away, give or take 10 days away. Republicans whose seats are up for re-election, they are really beginning to feel the heat because they're looking at the race in their respective states and they're just like, holy shit.
My job.
Like,
That's the real fucked up shit, right?
That's the real part.
Because let's say Trump becomes president, if they lose both houses, bro,
it's not a good look, bro.
Like he might as well he's gonna be it's gonna be a shit show for the next 4 years because this is really gonna be like a back and forth. Congress blocking everything
he puts out. Executive order blocks.
President vetoing anything. Like it's just gonna nothing's gonna get done. It's gonna
exactly. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Obviously, by next week's show of the base, we'll know exactly what the hell happened.
Oh man, that'd be so fucking.
That
funny,
would be
bro.
fucking.
If Barrett gets denied, and they railroaded her and went through all this, and they get, oh my god, that would make them look so fucking weak, bro.
That's the part that I'm paying attention to because it's funny as shit.
Because even as a Republican voter, let's say I really wanted Amy Barrett, right? Let's say I'm super conservative. I really want like a quote unquote constitutionalist, whatever, on the Supreme Court.
Originalist.
Like if she gets denied, that would be fucking, oh my god. Like even amongst Republican, I would just lose faith in the party. I'm like, you have all the chips, you have the presidency, you have the Senate, and then you still can't get her confirmed. Holy shit! Wow,
we'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on that.
That's some weak ass shit.
but yeah. So basically, Biden mentioned that his plan is to introduce Biden Care, which is basically Obamacare with an option. Loso's face. So basically, he doesn't want to get rid of Obamacare. He wants to improve it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Trump is coming from the standpoint, he's like, listen, this is socialism. He mentioned that too last night. This is socialized medical coverage. People's taxes are going to be raised. The private healthcare business is going to be in shambles. Like if Joe gets his way, yada yada yada, just all this foolishness. Meanwhile, Biden is just like, no, Biden Care is going to be Obamacare, but better. People with pre-existing conditions. This is a segue also to the Amy Barrett bullshit. A lot of Democrats are warning that if she's pushed through, that one of the main agendas by the Republicans is for them to get their wish, for them to kill Obamacare, and then the tens of millions of people with pre-existing conditions just are fucked. They lose their coverage overnight.
Yeah.
For this mystery healthcare bill that the Republicans keep saying is a couple weeks away. It's been a couple weeks away for about 10 years now. Go figure. So yeah, Biden Care versus nothing. that was the healthcare aspect. The next one was on. You guys can talk about this one too because it's hilarious. I'll save the best for last. This next one was on climate change. According to Trump, cannot make this up. Wind energy costs too much money and it will kill all the birds. Wind will kill all the birds. You guys have fun with that.
I mean, there's nothing to say. It's he's just talking shit. He's just talking shit. Next.
Yeah, if someone believes it, you're an idiot, man. Well, yeah.
Kill all the birds. Wow. Like the birds are gonna be like, wow, there's this giant turbine. Let me fly right the fuck into it. I mean, I don't know. That might actually be a thing. Actually, let's
no, it happens. It's called physics, but like for you to think that it's gonna kill all the birds, like how stupid
all
do you think
the birds
are?
All of them.
And then
we
how big are these wind turbines? Like, does he not know how the fuck they work? Like,
Evolution's
I
gonna-
think no,
you think
DK
he's gonna
Bing,
put one? It's gonna put one in Manhattan and kill all the pigeons. I want one of those.
DK being an engineer, I knew he'd have fun with this.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. So, a 2014 study confirmed that windmills kill about 214,000 to 368,000 birds annually. Ooh. Also, but
It's the Rona
There-
for the birds.
but there's an asterisk. Cell phone and radio towers kill about 6.6 million annually. And
Are we flying into?
Oh, sorry,
and
Peter.
and I mean, I guess no, fuck Peter, bro. But cats around a couple of billion.
Oh, okay.
Damn, and we still have mad cats.
Mad Cat,
Yeah.
Mad Cat controller.
He said
We're
this,
killing all these
3.7
birds.
billion
All these
birds
cats, and
killed.
Still problems.
And this is just in the continental U.S. 3.7 billion birds are killed by cats a year. That's
Get rid of cats.
so wind isn't the real thing killing all the birds. Cats.
we have to ban cats. We have to ban cats.
Get out of here. We gotta get Cat.
We gotta,
movie.
we gotta ban cats,
We gotta get the
bro.
play out of here. The movie, the actors in it. We gotta get them the fuck out
if
of
they
here.
if they pass a cat bill, PETA would be they would lose their shit, bro. They would they'd storm the Capitol just like the MAGA wannabe cop soldiers storm the Capitol.
No.
we want our haircuts and we want our cats. They'd show up in freaking cat suits. Here's the big one that really a lot of people feel like this actually won and lost the debate right here because I tell you guys, I watch the different outlets and I read a couple articles from different outlets after the debate to see like what the consensus is.
Right.
We believe you.
Thank you very much. Immigration. This I think this was the last topic too.
Here we go.
3 of us wouldn't be here. Oh, this guy got on. They got him.
Oh no, it wasn't ice. It wasn't ice. I'm good.
Nah, they're on their way to DK's house as always.
Oh shit.
So-
I was born here. There's one immigrant here.
No, I was born in Jersey. I keep trying to tell you that.
Sure you are.
Oh,
Sure you are.
Yeah,
Well, you were
Tell
born
me
here.
the
That
birth
shit doesn't
certificate.
matter.
Show me the birth certificate.
what? You're so trash. Basura. Anyway, so yes, there was a report this week about 545 children being separated, they can't relocate their parents at the at ICE as well as at the border, thanks to the Zero Tolerance Immigration Act that Trump signed into law. We mentioned this on Immigration Nation on the Netflix special that we did a 2-part recap on a couple episodes ago. So yes, that is a big problem. Trump once again said a flat out lie. He said that the children are being taken care of and they're working tirelessly to reunite them with their families, which is a bold-faced lie. And I have a quote to support the fact that that's a lie. An investigative reporter with the New York Times, she sent out a tweet during the debate. She basically said, Trump says the administration, her name is Caitlin Dickerson. She works for the New York Times. She says, Trump says the administration is working hard to locate the missing parents of separated kids. Not true. A court-appointed committee of lawyers and human rights groups are looking for them. This administration has only handed them over information about them under court order. So no. Trump's people and ICE and Border Patrol, they're not looking for these kids' families. They're not. All they did was they were forced by a judge to hand over the kids as well as any documents that they have to actual human rights people that are actually looking for their families. But they're still orphans right now because a good majority of those kids haven't been reunited with their families.
Yeah.
And and again, he said that the kids are being taken care of. Their kids are in cages. A lot of the kids are still in cages. Trump argued that during the Obama-Biden administration, that the cages were built. And Biden argued that, yeah, they were built, but you guys actually used them. You used the cages. You put them in cages. So that was pretty hilarious. Political theory. You guys have the floor.
What was Biden's response to immigrants? He says he's dubbing ISIS, or was his point?
He's not abolishing ICE. His response was he wants to have a pathway to citizenship program for not only quote unquote dreamers or refugees that are here he wants to make it easier for people to acquire citizenship through a actual pathway to immigration program. So basically, yeah, you come over here because you've got no choice. You're you're fleeing a freaking war zone or drugs. Refugee or dreamers. They're called dreamers. That's the term for them or whatever. He wants to create a program that makes it, and especially if you're if you actually come here and you actually work, you don't have you don't commit crime, you're a freaking hospital worker.
You should be a citizen.
Oh, exactly. Or you serve in the military. You serve in the military.
That's the wild part.
He mentioned that military
part.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That should be automatic citizenship.
I agree.
Yes.
I feel for this country, and I can't be a fucking citizen, bro.
Facts, big facts, man. So yes. So yeah, a lot of people feel like Trump dropped the ball there because he showed no compassion for these kids, none whatsoever. Like, yeah, we're doing the best we can.
That is a switch of the. I mean, I want Ugo to be a citizen, so I'm voting Biden.
This guy.
You're a dreamer, and you're gonna get what you dream for.
I am a dual citizen of the United States of America.
Why do we have these things,
bro? He's doing
that is way too. He had them there for a reason. Like he was.
Bro, he's doing that Nigerian scam shit, bro. That passport is fake.
United States of America, Nigeria.
Well.
Man, that's that scam shit. You open and he's Canadian, like that shit isn't even real.
Nah, I'm actually Israeli too. I'm Israeli.
This nigga's big loving, bro.
He's so big loving. Terrible.
Oh man, I mean, I think that makes sense.
What does a Jamaican passport look like? Anyway, go ahead, continue.
Huh? It's like a napkin with writing on it. No. It's one of those paper bags you get from Golden Crust. No.
It's a beef patty. You just open the beef patty and the ID is there and you close it. Now go ahead, Ed boy. What were you saying?
Oh no, I was just saying it. I mean, here's the thing. It makes sense to want to secure your borders, and it's also fine to want to offer people a path to citizenship. So I think you could do. I don't know why you can't do both. I think offering people, because the vast majority of people who are here illegally are people who usually come here on work visas or here temporarily, and just don't go back. It's not the vast majority of people aren't bum rushing the border, hopping over, sneaking, getting snuck in by coyotes, like he was talking about.
Yes, yes.
That's
great.
I mean,
great,
that's a thing, but that's not the vast majority of people in the country. The vast majority of people in the country come here to work, have trouble getting back. They're just like, oh shit, fuck it.
But the thing is, they're not sending us their best and their brightest.
According to him, he said the.
Well, here's the thing. Well, fine. All right, cool.
Go ahead.
Cool. Let's go with that, right? So let's just say we're a country, and then we want to, even though we don't necessarily need all the best and brightest, farm workers, shit like that. Like Americans don't do those jobs, and when they do them, they don't do them well. Mm-hmm. I remember reading a bunch of things and actually watching a documentary about farmers saying it's like, I only have one or two Americans out of hundreds of workers because they can't do the job well, they can't handle the job, and they don't want to work these jobs. So I have to, I have to hire people from Central and South America. That's one. And number two, let's say you did want to just bring in talented people, make it easy for talented people to come in. I think, for example, don't necessarily quote me, but doctors who come from overseas who are certified, who practice medicine, they basically have to come over here and just redo everything.
Yeah, which sucks, which is trash.
That's like a huge hurdle for people who would otherwise come to America, contribute tax revenue, who would, and we already kind of have a shortage of doctors and shit anyway, but just make it easy for people who are talented to come in the country. Like usually people who are highly skilled, it's pretty easy to verify who they are, run background checks, make it easier for people to come and stay. I don't know the immigration rules in detail, so I can't like speak to it too much, but
they're trash.
Just make it really easy for talented people to come to America, because I guarantee you, like, we're already the top country in the world when it comes to attracting people, and this is with our convoluted system that we have now. Imagine if we made it easier. Like, if you're just USA number one and you want to crush it, fuck it, take everyone's best talent, make it easy to come here, incentivize people to come here, and then you can say, yeah, USA number one. Like, I from either side of the aisle, why not just make it easy for people from other countries who are talented to come here, unless you just don't want immigrants?
Because that wasn't, you guys remember from Immigration Nation, we talked about it. Like, there was like there was an entire episode about people that do it the right way and still get fucked over. They served in the military. They come over here and they work. They freaking do the jobs, yada, yada, yada. And still, ICE is knocking on their door after a couple months like, yeah, you got to get the fuck out of here. But I have an entire family. Yeah, well, I mean, your family can stay, but you, the dad or the mom or the cousin, you got to get the fuck out of here. You see what I'm saying? Like, if they had like a really, like, I'm interested to see if Biden does win. I'm going to really follow up on this. I'm going to see what this pathway to citizenship program, I'm going to dissect it in and out. And we're going to freaking have an episode just on that, because I'm going to see what type of policies and what type of criteria he puts in there to make this quote unquote pathway to citizenship, make it work. Is there going to be like a guideline there? Well, yeah, if you served in the U.S. military for 1 to 2 years or X amount of time, you automatically get citizenship. If you freaking are a frontline worker in law enforcement or the medical field or education or whatever, you automatically get in. You see what I'm saying? Like if you like, are the policies in place? Are they going to be stricter and just full of a whole bunch of background and waiting and heartbreak, like during the current administration and part of the Obama administration as well? Because remember, a lot of motherfuckers got deported under the Obama administration. A lot. Obama was not good with immigration, with the immigration situation, and Biden mentioned that. He was like, "Yeah, we dropped the ball with the crime bill back in the 90s and in the late 80s, and we dropped the ball with immigration." He admitted that, and that was big. That was big for me that he admitted that and understood that. Okay, you're acknowledging that you fucked up. What are you going to do to fix it? It's important. That's an important issue. All jokes aside, seriously.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we'll see if the American people value that, but
yeah, true.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, we talk about what's right, but part of democracy is that, you know, if a section of population believe one thing, we kind of have to accept certain things, you know, which is unfortunate, but, you know, it is what it is.
While we're on the topic of accepting things, what do you think is going to happen? Who do you guys think is going to win?
I think Biden's going to win.
Same.
I think it's going to be very close, though. I don't think it's going to be a landslide. Like, there's a couple of like news outlets that I've been following that are just like, yeah, he's up 10, 15, yada, yada, yada. Trump needs to win all the swing states, yada, 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 this, that, and the third. And I was just like, kind of heard.
He did last time.
Yeah, kind of heard a lot of this freaking in 2016. Like, for instance, CNN admitted that they fucked up. They were just like, they showed a video from back in 2016. It was like 15 days until election day. And they were just like, yeah, Hillary is projected to win about 310 electoral college votes. I was like, really? How'd that turn out on election day? So yeah, but with the early voter turnout being so high right now,
50 million as of today.
50 million as of today. People are out, people are out here early and often getting it in, and they're just like, we got to make a decision. Like, we want this to be like locked and barrel, because they understand that, like, with the fact that there's so many mail-in ballots, that this is gonna take time. It's not gonna be. They're not gonna announce a winner on election day. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, which was gonna be my next question.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Thanksgiving, bro. I want to celebrate. I'm hoping to celebrate. I'm either drinking because I'm celebrating and drinking because I'm in despair.
I'm either
I want to drink with a purpose on Thanksgiving, bro.
Dog, I'm getting either some Oktoberfest or some pumpkin spice beer, something autumn based.
Get some Nigerian, bro, because they might send you back.
Oh my god.
Nah, bro.
I'll get some
thing is
wine.
crazy out there. I want to keep you here. I won't switch to ice, bro.
Where my family is in South Nigeria, that shit's not going on, to be honest with you guys. So
Oh, you're nice and safe?
yeah, we're good down there. It's in
On
Lagos.
the good part.
Central. The good part is technically where it's going on.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not good at geography. What do I know?
But yeah, I think Biden's gonna win. That's what I think. Ed Boy, what about you?
Biden for me. Ed Boy, how about you?
I'm gonna say Trump
Damn,
just
bro.
to balance it out.
You got
You're terrible.
Just to balance it out, I'm gonna say Trump.
I'll say likely Biden, and the reason why I say this is because there's two sides that are pretty deeply rooted. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the people that aren't hardcore, like the people who didn't vote last round, are maybe more moderate and more likely to vote for Biden, but I don't know. So I'll say Biden. I won't claim to know, but I think Biden will win.
But plus, this is another point before you jump in with your point. I was listening to, I think it was ABC, I believe. They were talking to the former mayor of Chicago. I forgot dude's name, and he mentioned a really good
something Emmanuel.
Yeah. He's Spanish looking, right? Yeah. He
Change Spanish. Change the word Spanish. He's not from
Latino.
Looking, bro.
Latino.
He said Latino look. Hold on, you said Latino looking?
Latino looking, bro.
Latino looking. Latino, Hispanic, Goya, whatever. Anyway, he mentioned
Latino look. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's Latino. Is he? No, I don't know.
I kind of.
If he's doing
I think
something,
he's Jewish. I think he's Jewish. Let me look it up. I think he's Jewish.
Oh, I hope so.
But
What was your point, though?
My point was that he mentioned a really key point. He said that a big reason, what's working in Biden's favor, which is why he's up right now, is that the independent and non-voters are leaning toward his direction because they really don't like Trump, and that includes myself. I can speak to that unequivocally. I did not vote in the last election, not because I didn't want to. It's because I was switching from Pennsylvania. I moved back to New Jersey, and I missed the state voter registration in New Jersey, which is why I couldn't vote. But had I been eligible to vote in 2016, I was not voting for Hillary. I was going to vote independent because I didn't rock with her at all.
Gary Johnson, let's go. Let's do this.
It was Gary Johnson time, baby. That was my guy. that was my fucking guy. I love that guy. But anyway, the percentage of Americans who had my similar ideology in 2016, we got no choice. We're rocking with Joey. Like, we're just like, what the fuck? We can't vote. We definitely can't vote for Trump. So
yeah.
All right, let's do it. Joe.
We got 3 Biden, 1 Trump. Because Jose.
Hey, that was a joke. That was a joke. No.
No, was it? No, was it? Stop lying. Stand by it.
If he wins, I'm voting for the winner, the Yankees.
Yankees. Fab. Why?
I mean, the Yankees are out of playoff contention, so they lost.
Don't remind me. Fab. Why are you? Yeah, we do right now. Fab. Why are you rooting for? Why did you vote? Or did you vote yet?
Yeah.
Yo, this guy. He keeps asking.
I keep asking. He's never answered.
No, I did.
Last time I asked, he froze. He's like, "Wait a minute."
You don't have to lie. If you didn't vote, it's okay. I don't. You still got time.
No, I did. I'm not lying. I did.
But why did you?
Yeah, sure.
Why'd you vote for Biden?
It's one of the lesser 2 evils, bro. It's one of those situations for me. Trump, he just keeps showing his ass, bro, and then from a standpoint of like stepping away from like just being black and black people have to vote, cannot vote for Trump because we're black and people don't like Trump.
Biden said it.
Away from like that, we're not allowed to. He already proved this point. He already proved what he was useful for, which was establishing enemy against America. So it's like one of those situations where we need a bad guy and Trump was the bad guy to make us unify together and shit like that. I think his job is done here, bro. And now,
Yeah, this is just a big brain play. Trump is actually the Messiah, bro. This is like a huge big brain play.
He is.
there's a bigger play behind it, and it's gonna be all in movies. Like, yeah, so I plan to do like it's gonna be a whole bunch of big conspiracy.
As long as he doesn't throw a big blue ass octopus in the middle of New York.
Right, like
he did this like 50 times yesterday. This is his like go-to.
right.
That's because he's practicing jujitsu.
He's practicing freaking like underage sex. That's what he's practicing.
But yeah,
Wepa.
his time is up. Biden's just gonna be a little placeholder. He's gonna be one of those presidents we forget, and then we're gonna move forward to the president after Biden. Biden's just a placeholder right now for the shit that Trump has already began and started. So
For AOC is gonna run. You know Kamala Harris is gonna run.
Bro,
That
you
goes without
know it.
saying. You already know
Yeah.
that. Like it's just a matter of when, not if. Kamala's gonna run, AOC is gonna run, and if Bernie's still alive, Bernie's gonna run again.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
But yeah, that was everything. Everybody go vote once again. Go vote. Go
Vote or
vote
die.
by vote or die. Trap or
Yeah,
die.
don't be fucking. Come on, it's easy. Just fill out a fucking bubble. Come
the
on, bro.
base says vote.
The base
Talking
says
about
vote.
vote. BASC.
Absolutely. You guys can vote. You can still vote. You can still vote with your mail-in ballots. It's not too late. Or if you want to wait till the last 99th minute, that's what my mom says. If you want to wait till the 99th minute,
The 99th minute.
that's her go-to. The 99th minute, and go vote in person. Make sure you know where your voting poll place is on election day. Hopefully, there's no voter suppression. you don't have to wait 10 hours in line if you're
Not
black
too
or
much.
Latino.
Yeah,
Not too bad.
I mean, if you're in New York, you have even less of an excuse. There's so many voting places in New York. Like, they may be crowded, but it's like, bro, it's not like other places where you have to drive miles and miles and miles and miles and miles.
Yeah.
The worst it's going to be is like a 10, 15-minute walk. Come on, bro. Like,
Wear a mask.
there's-
Wear a mask.
And wear a mask, of course.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they'll probably force you to wear a mask because, we're not too backwards here. But,
I wish it was this easy, as easy as it is in Jersey. My drop-off box is 5 minutes from my house at City Hall, and the freaking my polling place is 5 minutes from my house. I can walk to either.
Damn,
oh,
Nigeria.
sounds a little too easy. Sounds like
Nigeria.
somebody's about to get suppressed.
You keep giving out too much info, they're gonna figure out where you live and deport you.
You know what?
But that's the base.
That's the base. The Nigerian election is easy.